Alright everyone, and welcome back to Vettel Career. In the previous race it was the French Grand Prix, and Vettel got a decent result, 13th place. Actually it was 12th in fact in the end, after quite a battle with David Coulthard. But now we're heading to Vettel's home race, his official home race. Of course we've been to Nürburgring earlier on in the season. Here's a recap of the driver standings then. And Alonso, who led for most of the season so far, has finally been overtaken by Michael Schumacher as he goes into his home race as well then. So yeah, there's going to be plenty of support from the German crowd this weekend. Vettel still in 9th place, and we're going to head now into Q1 then at the Hockenheim. And here in Q1, Vettel coming out the final corner now then. He's already set a 1 lap, but it was well off the pace here. You can see it in the top left at 1:25. He improves a much better time than a 1:18. But this Q1 was quite strange. There was plenty of incidents in it. You see there, Klein going into the back of Sato in the Super Aguri, and then he's not happy about that he lost the wheel, so he gets his revenge on Sato. Meanwhile, just after that, Villeneuve going slowly because of yellow flags, and he's going really slow then. He moves across the track and gets wiped out by Button. I don't know why Button hasn't slowed down or not, but anyway, and then a little bit after that, Vettel also having it off as well. So this was a really odd Q1, a lot of incidents going on there, and yeah, ended up with Vettel with only 2 minutes 40 to go. He's down in 19th place, which is not where he needs to be at all. You can see there that Scott Speed is actually currently through to Q2 at this stage within 16th place, and he hasn't managed that yet. It kind of embarrassing for Vettel if his teammate manages to get through to Q2, and when he doesn't at his home race. Of course, Vettel already got one up on Speed at Indianapolis, so maybe a bit of revenge here today. Vettel improves only at 1:17.7, which isn't far off Speed's time, but it's only good enough for 18th, and that is where he stays then, 18th place then on the grid. Speed ended up getting knocked out in the end, but he's nonetheless still ahead, and that's only the second time this season that Vettel's been out qualified by his teammate then. And yeah, a lot of work for him to do in the race then, but we're going to the grid now then. It's Felipe Massa then who actually takes pole from Fernando Alonso, so the Ferrari that everyone was expecting to see at the front isn't actually there. It's Michael Schumacher there in 6th place, and looking further down the grid then, Raikkonen only 8th for McLaren, Ralf Schumacher 10th behind his teammate. And as you look down, you'll notice that every single German driver on the grid was out qualified by their teammate. You see Rosberg down there in 13th, Heidfeld down 16th, so yeah, certainly all the German drivers not really impressing in front of the home crowd this weekend so far. We'll have to see what the race brings for them though, as we're now getting ready for the start. Here we are then on the grid, and just waiting for the lights to come on now. You can see a few clouds are in the distance, so maybe rain will affect this one later on, but the lights coming on. And away we go then at Hockenheim, and it's been a good start then from Vettel. He's getting straight up along Speed already. It looks like he's already throwing him as well in fact, and he actually had to back out of him in fact because he had a good start. So Speed comes back around the outside, but Vettel then has the inside line for the first corner. He's back up in 17th place. He's looking at Nick Heidfeld here then for 16th, but he decided he's not going to risk it up the inside there. But Vettel actually, Speed even runs wide, and he actually dropped to the back there. I think he was trying to go around the outside of Vettel and also Heidfeld, but it just didn't work out for him. He's dropped to the back then already, so not a good start for Vettel's teammate. But now we're heading down this long straight towards this tight hairpin. Will we see any instance here then? Vettel's going to stick to the outside line. And there has been contact. It looked like Rosberg was wiped out there by Villeneuve, it looked like. And well, yeah, it's all bunched up down at the hairpin, but Vettel's actually getting alongside Coulthard here. They bang wheels for the second race in a row, and Vettel spun off. And has he managed to keep it together here? It looks like he has just about. He almost got wiped out by a couple of cars there, but you see cars behind there, Villeneuve out of front wing. So it's been an action-packed first lap here. Unfortunately, we didn't quite catch the instant at the hairpin on the replays, but you can see there Vettel just sort of understeering into Coulthard as they went around that fast right-hander. You can see there Villeneuve with our front wing, also Midland further back as well. And yeah, it was Villeneuve, and well, you see Rosberg there in the back with no rear wing, so that's race over for him unfortunately. His home race over before it's hardly begun, and there's Montero who also seemed to pile in on the back of that as well. So yeah, quite a hectic first lap, and you can see Vettel now lining up Yuji Ide for 14th place. That's something I didn't expect to be saying today. But here comes Vettel then. He's got much more straight line speed, and he's going up the inside now. Ide tries to fight back on the outside, but Vettel's got the inside for the hairpin, and he's up into 14th place. So yeah, Ide right up there then, making the most of that first lap incident. But skipping a few more laps then, and Vettel a few seconds adrift of the Red Bulls at this stage and pulling away from clean comfy, but there's a car off up ahead, and it's a Honda, and Vettel's just going to drive straight past him then. Thank you very much, he says, and up into 13th place, and it was Rubens Barrichello who went off there. Going to see a replay of what happened. He was just looking at Ralf Schumacher, and well, in a place that he was just never going to get past, and that's what happened. He ended up running well off the track, and he's running right in the middle of the racing line there. Lucky that Vettel saw him there and was able to drive cleanly past him without running into him. Skipping out another few laps onto lap 8, and Barrichello still right in behind Vettel here, and yeah, down straight towards the hairpin. You can see he's right behind him in the slipstream. He's going to probably have a look at him into the hairpin. Vettel's braked quite late for it though, but Barrichello's even later it seems, and he almost had a look there, but he couldn't quite. But there's a car started up ahead. It's Mark Webber then in the Williams, so a disastrous day for Williams. We've already seen Rosberg wiped out, and now the Webber's engine's gone. So yeah, Vettel up into 12th place at this stage then, which considering he didn't seem to have the pace after qualifying isn't too bad. And skipping then to lap 11, which is when he pitted, and he's up in 9th place at this stage then because a few had pitted earlier than him. So yeah, once again things not looking too bad, has to be said, for Vettel. As I say, of course, didn't seem to have much pace and then got spun on the first lap. So yeah, it could have gone a lot worse here today, I think. As into pits he is then. It's a nice and clean stop. Toro Rosso mechanics seem to be well on top of any pit stop errors they had earlier on in the season. Vettel rejoins then in 12th place, and yeah, that's where he was before he pitted then, so that's good for him. He hasn't lost out at least, and yeah, still in a decent position here then. But skipping out near the end of the race, only 6 laps to go, and Barrichello's still right there. He's actually getting alongside of Vettel there. He was actually ahead for a moment, but Vettel just seemed to have a better line through turn 4 or 5, I'm not sure which number that is. But yeah, Barrichello's still having a look now then towards the hairpin, and well, Vettel's gone very defensive here then. Is Barrichello going to try and run around the outside? He doesn't look like he's quite got enough, but Vettel's locked up and Barrichello might come underneath, but Vettel with too much speed on the exit. And now they head towards turn 8, I think it is, the left-hander, and Barrichello will probably have a look here then. Oh, but he's actually hit Vettel then, and Vettel spun. So, well, Barrichello obviously had enough of being stuck behind that Toro Rosso, and he just punted it out of the way. And well, that's not kind of music you expect from Rubens Barrichello, certainly, as I guess he was just maybe caught out by the Toro Rosso braking or something. But yeah, that's a disappointment for Vettel then. He's down in 13th place, and well, I guess that's not too bad for him, but he had been up in 12th, so yeah, but he actually couldn't catch it back up to Barrichello after that, and it became quite a dull race from after that. But then he had his half spin there with only 2 laps to go, and now Jacques Villeneuve is right on his tail. Of course, we saw Villeneuve in that instant at the start, right, wiping out Rosberg, and in fact he actually has to pit again because well, he pitted on the first lap to replace his front wing, and obviously he didn't have enough fuel in. So lucky for Vettel there, as we see a nice drift there. He didn't quite pull it off cleanly, but yeah, of course in the end it didn't cost him anything, as we're about to see Villeneuve then just tucking into the pits, and how about that then? 1 lap of fuel too short for him. But it does mean that Vettel does get a decent result here then, 13th place, which is around about the average we've been seeing in a lot of races. But after qualifying in the 18th, though, I think he'll be happy with that one. And yeah, the final corner he comes in, and he finishes the race 13th. So there are the final results then, and it's the first career victory for Felipe Massa then. He's had a fairly lacklustre season up to this point, but yeah, that should silence some of the critics, and of course he's really done his Ferrari team a favour there. He's stopped Alonso from getting the 10 points today, and that is exactly what the team will have wanted. Montoya 3rd then, Michael Schumacher recovering to 5th, and Kimi Räikkönen there in 6th. Another double points finish for Toyota there, with the 2 Brits, Coulthard and Button there in 9th and 10th, and Klein in 11th place for Red Bull. Looking further down we see Barrichello there. He couldn't improve on 12th place after hitting Vettel off. It was a good day overall though for Toro Rosso, 13th and 14th for Vettel in speed, beating both of the Saubers then, that's good to see, and stayed on the lead lap, which the Saubers couldn't. There's Ide in 17th after being quite high up early on, Albers 18th, and further down you see Montero Sato out, and also both Williams, so really dismal day for them. And we're just about to look at the standings now then. And it was Felipe Massa then who scored the maximum 10 points today. And well, Alonso with his second place did retake the lead in the championship then. Of course, Massa with the win minimises the damage done to Schumacher's title charge. Looking further down, we see Trulli's actually overtaken Vettel today then with another points finish. Then Vettel still on 12 points, and looking further down we see both Speed and Ide have moved up then after fairly decent results for them today then. But looking to the constructors now then, Ferrari actually scoring the most points today then with that win. And once again we see a change for second place then, as that scrap for second continues. Ferrari once again back in front of McLaren now. Renault streaking clear, and looking further down there really hasn't been many changes in midfield and at the back. So back in the motorhome now then, and showing your potential. We have definitely seen that one before, I'm pretty sure. Although Scott Speed there commented on what a natural talent he has. Yeah, we've definitely seen that one because I said it wrong last time. Anyway, we're skipping time now then, and McLaren anticipate winner. What? Magyarnagidai, I think, or something. The Hungarian Grand Prix anyway. I'm sorry to any Hungarians I offended then. But if you enjoyed this race, then make sure you leave a like, and I'll see you next time for the Hungarian Grand Prix. Goodbye.